Dive into the newscast with a news alert coming in from the United Kingdom. A British Parliamentary Defence Committee has now claimed to find evidence that telecom giant Huawei colluded with the Chinese state and said that Britain may need to remove all Huawei equipment earlier than planned. The committee noted that the West must urgently unite to advance a counterweight to China's technological dominance. The Defence Committee added that this could prompt Britain to remove Huawei from its 5G network as early as 2025. Now, Washington has already maintained that China has used Huawei technology to spy for China, which Huawei has denied. India too signed MOUs with the Japanese government to develop 5G technology. Many countries have also raised concerns about the Chinese telecom company and its close ties with the Chinese state. 5G technology is the next generation technological ecosystem which has the potential to revolutionize communications, artificial technology and robotics linked systems. For more details, let's quickly go across to our London Bureau Chief Mandy Clark, who's joining us live with more details from London. A very good afternoon to you, Mandy. Mandy, do share details of these findings of this parliamentary inquiry and why has Huawei rejected it?
Well, the findings are interesting, certainly in the context of how much Britain was looking towards Huawei just a few years ago to help build their 5G networks. They found that there is a definitive link between the Chinese state and Huawei. Huawei and the Chinese government has always maintained that they are a private company and that they don't have access to people's private data. Now, this select committee claims, points the finger that there is a definitive link and that information is not safe. Because of that, Britain will have to take out Huawei systems that are already in place much quicker than expected. That is a step change in just a few years ago when Theresa May was Prime Minister. She was looking at having Huawei help build those 5G networks across Britain. Even Boris Johnson was still considering Huawei as a leader and only recently, just a few months ago, decided that it was too risky. So it speaks volumes about how much Britain didn't know the involvement, even though there were strong warnings from the US and other of its security allies, also known as the Five Eyes.
Right. It's interesting, Mandy, that you mentioned the timing of this report. Also, what are the policy changes being suggested by the report and what sort of an impact will this report now have on Huawei?
It could have a very strong impact on Huawei because it creates, Huawei works with lots of other network providers, so they might not seem as a major player in the British industry on the surface to many customers because there's not loads of Huawei phones, but there's lots of components and parts that are in other phones and they work in other network systems and they support those. And so well-known networks like O2 also have, they've worked in partnership with Huawei. So it will mean a lot of dismantling that might seem invisible to the regular customer, but Huawei is already embedded in many of the systems and it means dismantling and redoing it. So it really means slowing down the 5G networks that are already in place in Britain to remove those Huawei systems that could be leaking information back to China.
Right, Mandy, which is why I'm going to ask you my last question. How viable is it going to be to work with other telecom operators just yet?
The appeal of Huawei was for the British government was that they were the most competitive in price and they were the most advanced. So now it is really throwing a massive spanner in the works for them to find competitively priced providers who have the know-how and the ability to create these 5G networks. It's going to really slow down Britain's progress in creating that 5G network. There is some already existing, but it isn't clear if they're going to have to take a step back, remove those Huawei systems and rebuild again.
Absolutely, and this also comes as a major hit for China. We'll keep tracking this story as and when more developments pour in. For now, thank you so much, Mandy Clark, for bringing us those inputs.